Pnawn da, good afternoon. Can you see us and can you hear us? Sounds good.
Yeah. Good.
Nodding heads and some yeses. Brill. You've all got recording, right? Nathan's recording from here with the camera as well, so we send that out for broadcast. Pretty better than using the Zoom quality stuff. Obviously we've got Gemma first then, and Harad for Welsh only, and then Sophie Ingle, and we're done for 2021 then. So, Michael Perlman, do you want to go first from the BBC?
Yeah, hi Gemma. You thawed out from Friday night?
Yeah, just about, Michael. I'm never going to complain about being too warm. I was just saying it's nice and warm in the room we're in. I'm not going to complain about that ever.
Obviously, it was a lovely evening for you. A 5-0 win, no key injuries, no key suspensions. So, well set for a very daunting game in France.
Yeah, you know, Friday was a perfect opportunity for us to continue building on what we wanted to keep building on, and we did it. You know, the conditions, as you know, were tough, but we adapted well to them, and I thought the girls were brilliant in terms of their approach to the game, how they delivered the game, but then how they continued throughout the game to get stronger. And you know, that's one of the things that I'm happiest about from Friday's performance, and that's really set us up for the game on Tuesday.
Are you viewing it as a bit of a free hit? In terms of the fact, obviously, there's not going to be any expectation on Wales to get even a draw in France. It's perhaps more about the performance. Is that helpful for you as the manager?
Yeah, I think for us, the way we're viewing it is that, you know, there's no arguing we are the underdog. You know, the expectation outside of the group is pretty much, I'm sure, that, you know, it's a French game in France. It's an away game for us, so the expectation may be pretty low, but our expectations are very high in terms of the performance that we want to put on. It's a real opportunity for us to see where we are as a team, and that's what we view it as. It's an opportunity for us to go out there and continue the form that we've had. And why wouldn't we do that? What would we change? Why would we change that? You know, going to France. So for us, it's a real positive, and for me personally, you know, at the end of this game, we're going to know a lot about where we are in our journey.
You wanted to play friendlies against the best quality opposition you could find. Your first game, in fact, was against the team that won the gold medal at the Olympics. Is that sort of preparation and that detail hopefully going to pay dividends on Tuesday night?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a combination of those games against the higher rank opposition and the combination with the World Cup campaign so far. And we have to bring that together. For me as a coach, these are the games that I want to coach in. You know, these are the games where you really get to see the progress that you're making. You know, there's no easy games in international football and they're all different. But we know why this one is different because they're a high-ranked opposition. You know, they're one of the best teams in the world. So we have a huge respect for them. But what an opportunity it is for us to be able to go there and see where we're at.
Final one from me. You want your teams to be brave and bold in possession, and you know, Gemma Grainger's Wales we associate with a lot of attacking flair. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of defending, or certainly you would expect a lot of defending on Tuesday. How do you kind of marry the two things? How do you kind of strike that balance when playing a team like France?
We have to set our mentality appropriately for the game. So in terms of what we expect with France, we're really well prepared. We know what the French do. We know what they're strong at. And we've also got a few ideas around how we can bring our strengths to the game. And we've got to leave that pitch on Tuesday night knowing that we delivered the game plan. And delivering the game plan for us is both in and out of possession. So we'll have some targets set, and then very much after the game or during the game, we'll make sure that we're working hard to deliver that. And that would be the key measure of success for us after the game.
Thanks very much, Gemma, and best of luck on Tuesday.
Thanks, Michael. See you soon.
Jeff Baylor. Graham Thomas, Sky Sports News.
Hi, Gemma. How are you doing?
Hi, Graham. Good, thank you.
Good. When you took over, Gemma, this game probably loomed large in your mind as the first big test in a competitive game against a big major nation. How far down the road do you think you are to where you want it to be? What things have exceeded your hopes? What things do you think need improving still?
I think it's a balance. So we've played a lot of friendly games against higher rank opposition, and we learnt what we needed to learn in those games. More recently, we've been playing against lower rank opposition in the World Cup campaign, and we've learned a lot about ourselves in them. So it's a mixture of the two, really. We'll only know where we're at after the game on Tuesday. And in terms of, this game for me is, yes, it's France, but it's game 6 of 10. And that's the way we're viewing every game. So we very much viewed the Greece game in the week leading up. Now it's very much about the France game, but it's very much about how we execute against these teams. We're going to France, it's away from home. We know we're the underdog, and we'll use that mentality to make sure we can go out there, be brave. And at the end of the game, as a team, we'll know the answer to that question of where are we on the journey, what are the things we're doing well, where are the gaps? Because for us, it will always be about learning about how we can get better, but also recognising those gaps, because France are a team who we want to play in a World Cup and in a European Championship. So these games are the ones that I look forward to, and I know the players do.
France have scored 35 goals in 5 games, so they're averaging 7 goals a match. How do you deal with that kind of firepower?
I think that I'd like to bring that average down. That would be the first goal. But I think for us as a team, the foundations of this team are how defensively sound we are. And when I came into this position, I knew what the strengths of the team were, and we've built on those strengths, and the players have got absolute clarity around what they want to deliver, what they need to deliver. And one of the things about this team is how hard we work together, and that'll be something that we can control. So from the first minute on Tuesday night to the last minute, we'll absolutely do that, and we have to defend well. Of course, we have to defend well in all areas, and we know that it's going to be a challenge for us based on those stats that you've just said, but absolutely we'll make sure that we're fully prepared tactically to be able to deliver the game plan out of possession.
Do you think maybe France think they're on a bit of a mission in this campaign? Perhaps they feel they messed up the last World Cup?
Yeah, I think France are a brilliant team. They seem to be on a mission, and I think for us, we'll be the highest ranked team that they will have played so far. So whilst everyone is telling me that it's a big game, it's a daunting game, we view it very much as a real good challenge for us. So in terms of how they view it, I think they will be wanting to. France will want to compete. They'll want to perform well, especially being at home as well. Their last game on Friday was at home. So I'm sure that they're, preparing well. But for us, it will be very much how, like I said, when we leave the pitch on Tuesday, we look back at the performance that we put in.
And just lastly, from me, you've won a lot of plaudits, Gemma, for a more perhaps positive, attack-minded approach since you've taken over. Do you think also you've added an element of aggression, of physical aggression to this team? Looking at the game on Friday night, you were very aggressive. I'm thinking of those goals that Kaylee Green scored, the last one that Natasha Harding scored. A lot of physical courage has gone into this side. Is that something you've worked on?
I think for us and for us as a staff team, we've worked at bringing the best out of these group of players. They have incredible courage, they have incredible resilience, incredible habits when it comes to hard work. And we've just created an environment and continued the environment for them to be able to bring that out. It's competitive. We're really clear on what we want to do, and we want to qualify and compete at World Cups, at European Championships. That's always our mentality. So in any game we play, we will step onto the pitch with that mentality, and this group of players have that in abundance. So it's just allowing that to come out in each game and making sure whatever game we're in, whatever team we're playing, that you start to see those characteristics consistently.
Thanks, Gemma. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jack Graham and Sean Misra from Club Pildroid.
Hi Gemma, hope you're doing well.
Hello.
Slovenia did very well against France and only narrowly lost by a goal. How much have you and the squad looked at how Slovenia approached the game, and what can you take out of their performance against France?
Yeah, we've watched the game, we've analysed the game, and having played Slovenia, that's given us a little bit more context. I think it's fair to say that there's a big difference between playing home and away, and when France played in Slovenia, obviously we're playing in France, so there's a difference there. And having played in Slovenia and how difficult it was, I can see how Slovenia would have made it difficult for France. I think we can learn from that game for sure. And I think the key thing for us is that we can only control our preparation and our mentality. So I'm unsure of, apart from the tactical elements from that game, you never know what happened from from that kind of the French mentality, what it was like travelling to Slovenia. So whilst I take the tactical aspects of that game and I know we can learn from it and we've looked at that, I think for us it's how we focus on our mentality, how we focus on our preparation going, to France.
So we're obviously very used to you playing an attacking style of play. Will you look to keep that momentum of attacking play, or are you going to change it up because of just how many goals France have scored and how attacking they are?
Yeah, I think we have to be adaptable. So there'll be moments in the game. The way that we're preparing for the game is to, if we want to see where we're at as a team, you know, we don't want to change too much, but we have to be adaptable as well. So we want to find a way to be competitive in France. We want to find a way to deliver those strengths that you've seen in the previous games. So our game plan will be very much around delivering those strengths, but we certainly will be adaptable in the way that we approach it.
And just one final one from me. France go into this without Wendy Renard, without Amandine Henry, without Eugénie Le Sommer. They've been three pillars of the French team for years and years. And while they obviously still have very good players, how much of an advantage is it having them not there, having that sort of spine that's been there for years, not being there on Tuesday night?
Yeah, you know, they've those players that you just mentioned, you know, they've had an incredible career within the France team, and without doubt, you know, it's I'm happier to see them out of the squad. However, having coached against France many a times and knowing most of their squad through the youth age groups, you know, I've seen them at under 17s, I've seen them win gold medals at under 19s. So I know the strength that's coming through in that team. And although they are in a transition, they're in a very strong transition, and the strength in depth. And those players that have kind of been moved out of the squad and moved on, the players that are in the current squad have those similar qualities. And you can see, you know, that they've learned in those environments, whether that's at club level or international level.
Thank you, Gemma, and good luck for Tuesday.
Thank you.
Josh, Sean, and Katie Sands with us online.
Gemma, I hope you're very well.
Hi, Katie.
I just wanted to ask a little bit about Laura O'Sullivan. So do you think you could maybe give us, you know, your thoughts on her performances so far in the campaign? And she's obviously facing a huge challenge herself on Tuesday as well. Yeah, definitely.
I think that on Friday night, Laura was excellent. Had a conversation with her after the game around delivering the game plan. And, you know, in some of the games we've played in this World Cup campaign, you know, it's fair to say that Laura hasn't had a lot to do. But I thought in the Greece game on Friday night, she was fantastic at what she did have to do, you know, in terms of commanding her box, her decision making, her kicking under pressure. Laura's got some real strengths, and we're starting to see them more consistently, and we're constantly evolving. One of the things about Laura that's brilliant is that her mindset around learning after each game and the conversations that we have, I think you can see that step by step, and her confidence is building, but also mixed with that experience that she has. She's such a huge part of the team.
And Tash then, she spoke after the game about preferring playing a more kind of forward role up top. Do you see that as where she is, or is she more of a hybrid player for you?
Yeah, Tash is a forward. You know, you can see that from, for me, her ability in attack and defence is absolutely outstanding. So I can see why her club want to utilise her in that position, although she doesn't like it. But here for us, you know, we see those strengths, and of course we want to be adaptable, and we want to make sure that we can use all our players well. But for me, Tash is very much a forward player, and we want to utilise those strengths that she has in this team.
And touching on a point from Graham, is there anything in particular that you want to see from this Wales team that you haven't quite seen yet? You know, is it maybe a player getting on the score sheet or something like that?
I think for us, it's about us continuously improving. So what we want to see is that we leave the pitch on Tuesday evening knowing that we've delivered exactly what we wanted to. So it's having that bravery, it's having that mentality that yes, we're playing France in France, but we very much have got a plan. So what we want to see is that we can put a plan on paper, we can go on the pitch, and we can almost leave the pitch going, yeah, you know, we delivered the plan. We can learn a lot from the plan, and that's what I'd most like to see.
Last one for me then. So it's a, you know, a bit of a break now after this game, before the next game. Just wondered, what does your kind of time look like, you know, from after Tuesday to next, you know, next camp really?
Yeah, definitely. So we're looking to confirm the plans for February. So in terms of the World Cup campaign, we know we've got France back to back, and like I said, very much this game will help us to learn what we need to know when we play them in April. We hope to go away in February. It'll be out the country, and we hope to kind of confirm those plans just before Christmas so that we can get some planning in place, because the February camp will give us a great opportunity to work on the next part of the journey, which will then set us up for 2022 and finishing off the qualification campaign.
And is that one or two games, do you think, against higher ranked opposition? Or?
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully, you know, we want to hopefully get 3 games in February. That'd be nice, so that we could have an opportunity really to, like I said, look at how we want to adapt, look at what we want to implement in the next phase of the journey.
Great, thank you, and good luck for Tuesday.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks Erin. I can't see any more hands up or comments for questions. So we're just going to head off now, and then Harold will come in next then.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your support this year and for all the coverage. It's been really nice working with you all, and thank you, and look forward to, well, I know I'll see you after the France game, hopefully, on the here. But yeah, I very much appreciate your support, so thank you.